Marvel Rivals #1 from Marvel Comics spawns its way onto comic book shelves on April 2nd, 2025, and this time it pits two Spider teams against each other in Tokyo 2099. Will the chaos boost or bust the score? Let's find out in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Comical Opinions. So let's talk about Marvel Rivals and exactly what you think you're going to get and what you really do get. If you think you're going to read a comic book that's like jumping into a game match, fast, loud, and pretty much all over the place, this is going to be a slam dunk for players of the video game. Now, if you're looking for a comic book that takes the Marvel Rivals concept and gives you a full-blown story with depth and structure and layers and beats and everything else in between, well, you may not get exactly what you're looking for. I like the energy, I like the frenetic, kinetic action that's occurring in this comic, but it's probably about as superficial as you can get. So let's talk about the pros and the cons. Let's start with the pros and what's great about Marvel Rivals #1. Writer Paul Allor nails the feel of the game, which is exactly what you would expect. Picture Penny Parker's mech slamming through Tokyo 2099, trading blows with Spider-Man's team of collected Marvel heroes as they try to complete a competitive goal. You've got heroes bickering over whether or not they should use Chronovium, I think is how you say it, to restore the web of life and destiny, versus Spider-Zero's plan and the Master Weaver's plan, both competing against each other for what's the right way to fix the distorted time stream. It's a Marvel showdown with punchy line dialogue. And how does this affect the score? That's the big deal. Allor packs in the action and a clever twist where both plans merge toward the end, giving fans a sweet game-to-page rush that you could be craving if you're looking for that punch and that flair and that energy and excitement you'd get from the video game. So what's not great about Marvel Rivals #1? It's all flash and no heart, which is pretty much what you would expect from a video game adaptation. The plot is razor thin. You have Master Weaver and Spider-Zero arguing, teams fighting, then poof, it's all fixed. There are no stakes to speak of anywhere in this issue. Penny's mech duel with Spider-Man looks pretty cool, but at the end of the day, why does anybody care? It's just a fight without consequences or real impact. There's no depth. There's no emotional hook. It's all just a lot of noise. It's like reading a match recap without the soul. You do get a bonus code in the issue, which is probably going to be the big draw, but everything else pretty much fades quickly. How does that affect the score? Of course, it doesn't quite tank it, but game fans might kind of shrug their shoulders and say, hey, I'm just picking this up for the bonus code, and they'll discard the rest. You won't remember what happened in the story after a week. Let's switch gears and talk about the art for a second. We have Luca Claretti, who is taking care of art duties. Now remember, the big draw of Marvel Rivals and why it seems to be so popular are the designs for the skins of the characters. They have powerful, interesting, exciting, really, I would say, modernized and freshened up looks for the costumes. When you get additional character skins, you can mix and match and create all kinds of different characters here. You don't get all the skins in this issue, but you get several. So the heroes look crisp, the battle flows pretty well, and you get a futuristic Tokyo backdrop that really adds to the excitement and the pop and the visual interest of the story. It mirrors the game's default skins pretty much, and they all move pretty well. How does it affect the score? Of course, it pulls the score up because the art is the big draw for the video game, and likewise, the art is a big draw for the comic book. So if you like what Marvel Rivals is doing, you're going to be happy with both. This is a #1, so there's no recap to go over, and it appears that this particular issue is a one-shot from the way it ended. So there won't even be a #2 unless it becomes popular. So let's dive into the plot, and we'll explain what happens. So here's the rundown. Galacta, who is a sort of a younger female daughter-like version of Galactus, narrates as time fractures and different teams from different parts of the time stream have to come together for common goals spread through all of reality. We zoom in this case, to Tokyo 2099. Master Weaver, who is the guardian of the web of life and destiny, and Spider-Zero clash over how to fix the web because it's become damaged when the time stream fractured. Weaver is betting on Chronovium, a sort of crystalline material, to help heal the web, but Spider-Zero believes the best way to fix the web is to plug the web into cyberspace somehow by plugging it in at a high-tech facility nearby. They draft Marvel heroes into rival squads to settle who has the right idea. So in other words, you have two geniuses, if you will, that have their concepts of how to fix the web, but they can't agree, so they bring in a team of Marvel heroes to fight each other to basically pick the right solution. It's not great, but it is what it is. Spider-Zero's team is led by Penny Parker, who is basically an alternate version of Peter Parker from another universe who fights inside of a giant mech suit. She brings her team together and charges the Stark Fujikawa Tower to jack into the web and bring the web online within cyberspace, while Spider-Man's team fights on behalf of Master Weaver. During the fight, alliances shift. Namor, of course, has some sort of secret agenda that kind of backstabs everybody, and he does it with the help of Jeff the Landshark. Old pals turn into foes, new bonds spark, you get some familial bonding going on, until at the very end, they blend all their ideas to save the day, bring the problem to a particularly decent solution, I would say, and then we go off to basically set the stage for other fights in other forms in different parts of the time stream. So final thoughts, what do we think about Marvel Rivals #1? It throws different Spider character-led teams into a neon brawl with killer art. The action pops, the depth, to be honest, flops, and the energy hums. So you get kind of basically a comic book version of the video game, but that's about as super visual as it gets. Therefore, Marvel Rivals #1 from Marvel Comics earns a 6 out of 10. Leave a thumbs up if you found this review helpful, and tell me in the comments below, what was your expectation for this comic going in, if not just to get the bonus code for the video game to get some additional skins and materials? Leave a comment below, let me know what you think, and stay tuned through the outro for more reviews just like this one.